Welcome to the Warren Andrew Pinder podcast with your host, Warren Andrew Pinder, author and speaker.
Welcome to the Warren Andrew Pinder podcast show. This episode is titled, Everything Happens for a Reason. I'm here sitting this very moment, reflecting on this being the 19th podcast that I would be recording, and how, if it wasn't for so many life experiences that I've encountered, I wouldn't have anything to share with you, with the audience. But I am so grateful that I have been able to experience so many good and bad situations in my life. Some at the time I couldn't understand. Some had me very, very despondent. Some I thought that I could never get out. There were some experiences that made me extremely happy. There were others that made me sad. But at the same time, there were those that made me have to challenge myself to be able to overcome the obstacles that they presented. Once we understand that it's an experience and that you just have to go through it and that it won't last forever, and you recognize that there is a lesson in this experience, then you begin to grow in such a way that it's like you're understanding pain that may affect your body in some which way, form, or fashion. And you try to get a clearer understanding of why is your foot hurting. You may go to the doctor, you may ask someone, what is it? Until someone, diagnosed a problem that's causing the pain. Well, you go through happy and not so happy experiences in life. And the same way, you want to be able to diagnose those experiences. And in diagnosing those experiences that you encounter, sometimes you may be so jovial and so caught up in the experience that you're not even thinking that why the experience had happened. It's like it's just a magical moment in a lot of ways that you didn't understand, that you just wanted to go and have a good time, take a trip. You just needed some downtime and some me time. And on that trip, you encounter that, it was that you were supposed to be at that place at that present time that you were. Maybe it was to meet someone. So I'm just saying that you can actually be directed to be somewhere where you did not plan to be for a reason. And that is why I'm saying nothing on earth happens without there being a reason for you being there. And I guess it goes right back to the Creator, knowing where you are, knowing what you're going to do, knowing your end result. So it's up to us to begin to really seek what is it that we were born to do? Where were we supposed to be? And a lot of times we tend to go through the wrong doors or the easy doors, when the higher door to obtain is that obstacle that stops us from going through the correct door, because we don't want to put in the work, or we don't want to take the time to identify exactly why things are going south or why things are going right in our lives. If we ask ourselves a simple question as to, today I have a meeting, I'm going to meet someone about business, or I'm going to meet someone over lunch to discuss something personal, and you really reflect, prior to, what am I going to say? What do you think the outcome would be? What am I trying to achieve and get out of this meeting that I'm going to? Because we have to be purposeful in everything that we set out to do. When we are trying to achieve our goals, when we're trying to achieve our quotas, when we're trying to achieve a better way in life, we have to understand that, when we're young and we're happy-go-lucky and it doesn't matter, we go about doing things, and just allow it to happen. But when we become zoomed in and focused on us trying to achieve what it is we set our goals out to be, it will stand out as they say, nothing happens. Nothing just happens without a reason. And if you believe that you can make things happen, you can actually begin to envision everything that you want. You close your eyes and see you achieving your quotas. Close your eyes and see you closing that deal with whomever it is that you're meeting. Telling that person thank you is good doing business with you. Seeing yourself being congratulated for being the best salesman of the month. Seeing the house that you envision yourself living in, that you desire to live in. Seeing your mortgage being paid off. You can just begin to understand that if you believe that things don't happen without a reason, you then begin to identify the reason for things happening. So you envision things happening by understanding and being purposeful in what it is you're going to do. So you always have a reason to engage, a reason to work hard, a reason to believe that things will happen the way that you want them to, because you believe that you can make them happen. So you set obtainable goals that you can work day by day to take action, understanding that your reason for going to work today is because at the end of the month, each day, your reason is to get closer to achieving your quota that you set for at the beginning of the month. When you begin to understand that your purpose is not just to go to work, or your purpose is not just to live, you find the reason for living. And that is why I'm saying that nothing happens without a reason. There's a reason for everything that happens under the sun. There's a reason for inflation in today's economy going in. Everyone speaks about Ukraine war. You speak about what politics or what politicians are causing, crisis around the world. Those are reasons. But it could be one person, or it could be, a whole government. But you must understand the reason for what's happening. And then you must adapt to that and understand that things are changing. Yes, prices are rising. So in your reason for trying to achieve what it is that you wish to, you must make adjustments and understand the reason why you cannot spend the way you used to in today's climate, today's economy. So you have to always know, that's why it's good sometimes to really, rather just spend time and understand what's actually happening around you. Understand what's going on with climate change. Understand what's going on in world events. Understand what's the new tech. Understand and try to believe that you're like others who want to achieve better for mankind, and that your reason is to always be better, to help others to be better. So you set goals with a reason for you living. You say, my reason for living is what? Well, my reason for living is to help others to identify and communicate their purpose and their reason for living. And that's what I am trying to do. Warren Andrew Pinder is here speaking to the world, because in my little small space on this earth, I believe that if we speak to one other person to make them understand that they have a reason for living, it could be the lowliest person on the street without a meal to eat, or shelter, or clothes to keep them warm, but to give them hope in understanding that there is a reason for everything that they're experiencing, and that if they can understand that there is, identify the reason and begin to see that if I took the time to try and get out of the situation that I'm in. Maybe it would be a better situation. Seek to ask, how can I change my circumstance? Because you do not have to be in the position that you're in. I know that there are persons that are unfortunate and persons that are, not able to help themselves. But let us be someone that can reach out to one person that may be touched by what it is you have decided to do, what it is that your reason in life you have identified. At the end of my book, I asked the question, what have you done to impact the world? Now, that's a broad question, but that's a question that I asked myself. What was it or what could I have done to impact the world? But I don't expect to be able to, change dynamically.
Thank you for joining today's podcast. We'll be right back.
Achieve Men, written by Warren Andrew Pinder. In this book, you will learn the 7 steps to achieving your dreams and goals. Given the vision to share how the acronym of the word achieve can be used systematically in your day-to-day life. Each of us is given a unique gift from God. Get your copy today. Available in print, ebook, and audiobook from Amazon.
We now return to today's podcast.
A big issue or create something that's so hard. I thought to do something that was simple, starting with the person I'm speaking to. By someone listening to me right now on this podcast may be saying, yeah, he's making sense. And that's just a simple challenge that I'm asking each and every one of you to try and encourage another person to, in their own simple way, to become an achiever in a small way. That each day you wake up, you have hope because you believe that you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. I'm speaking to you right now, understanding that nothing happens without there being a reason for it. And it's up to us to identify. This is the title of this episode of my podcast. And I'm stressing this to you because God, as I said earlier, God gave me an opportunity to experience a lot of good and a lot of bad. And it's what you do when you prepare yourself and you are not selfish and you are prepared to share those experiences. You don't know what someone else is going through, the same thing that you would have come through, and how you can help them. And that is my hope. My hope is that, persons that listen to me may be encouraged, uplifted, knowing that they too can seek to identify the reason for why they're going through what it is that they have to. A friend of mine always said, it's just a process. You got to go through it. That's a good way of looking at things. But you have to identify the lesson. You have to identify the reason. And once you've done that, you realize that, I thank God that I had to go through that, I thank God that, I'm living somewhere now, but I had to lose my house to be in a position that I'm in now without being stressful, paying for that high mortgage. I thank God that I lost my job because it showed me that I was not performing the way that I should. And now that I had to seek another job, I'm at another level in my professionalism that I'm not going to lose my present job. I thank God that I went through that divorce because, it's turned me around. The hurt that I experienced, I don't want to feel again. I thank God that I lost that business that had me away from my family. So these things that we identify and we can give thanks for, at the same way, we can ask ourselves, or ask questions of ourselves. Why am I going through? Because you may be able to change or chart the course that can take you in the right direction while you're going through, by simply trying to seek the reason for what it is that you're going through. So it's simple for us just to sit and say that we are in the midst of, it's just life, or I just accept it for what it is, or, I just was dealt a bad hand. Why am I always being dealt a bad hand? I must have cursed someone. No. Each of us has the ability, has God-given gifts to seek out a uniqueness in our ability to be great. But we have to identify a reason for wanting to be great. So I'm sharing with you, I'm going to introduce you to something that I have established called the Achieve Movement. And that is just simply a circle where men and women can gather their thoughts and share their beliefs to identify the true purpose of each of us achieving what God has set out for us to do. In doing so, just simply try to motivate, mentor one person, because if you simply share your experiences with one person that can help them or uplift them to the level of feeling great about themselves, of feeling that they want to move to another level. They don't want to be in the position that they are in their present circumstance. I think we would have all done an excellent job. And now we can begin to say, to the answer to that question, what have we done to impact the world? You may have impacted 1, 2, or 10 persons that are encouraged to impact someone else. So in our own right, we are all achievers. And this is what this Achieve Movement is all about. The website's going to go live soon. It's just simply us believing and helping other persons to understand, just to grow as a community, a tribe of persons that want to be high achievers. So you'll hear me speaking about that more. But that's my reason. That's my reason for wanting to share my experiences through these podcasts. That is my reason why I wrote the book Achievement, where I was given this systematic concept of persons being able to take action, chart their course, to identify hurdles with intensified effort based upon the values that we were taught that you can earn whatever it is you set out to achieve. It's just simply the acronyms of the word achieve. Take action, chart a course, identify and remove the hurdles, intensify your effort based on the values you will earn. And each day, sometimes we overlook the biggest lesson that we are giving daily. That is the experience that we are presently going through. If it means sometimes just jotting it down, if you want to remember, identify something good out of the experience. Share it. Just share it. It's going to make you feel good. It'll help you to build your confidence. So you've been listening to the Warren Andrew Pinder podcast show. It's in taking action that you will achieve whatever it is you set out to.
Thank you for listening to the Warren Andrew Pinder podcast. We hope you were encouraged and moved to take action. For more information about Warren Andrew Pinder and his book, Achieve Men, visit www.warrenandrewpinder.com.